In this video, let us learn about variables. Variables are the names given to data. Variables have data type. Variable is a place where we will store the data in our program. See, if we have data, then we can process upon the data, where to keep the data. So we take variables and store it. In mathematics also, we have the concept of variables. Like if you write any function, let us say f of x. What is this x? Suppose 3x square plus 4x. So what is this x? X is a variable. So whatever the value of variable is, we substitute here and get the answer. So the same concept, x can have some value. So that concept, right, is taken in programming also. So we have variables. So variable should have data type, means what type of value in. So let us see how to use variables. So here, suppose I want to store a roll number of a student. So roll number is which type? Integer type. It will not have a decimal point. The roll number is 2.5. No, it will be integer type. And that too, roll number will not be negative. So we will not be storing negative. But roll number will not be in thousands also. Just roll number 1, roll number 2, roll number 3 like this. 1 digit, 2 digit, 3 digit number at most. So we will take integer type. So I'll take a variable of type integer. So this is the method of declaring a variable. This is a variable name and this is the data type. So you have to declare the variable before using it in the program. So every variable must be declared and then only it is used. So now this means that this roll number is a variable which is of type integer, and at runtime this roll number will consume 2 bytes of memory. Roll number will consume 2 bytes of memory. This will take 2 bytes. I am showing it as a single box, but there are 2 bytes in this one. Because integer takes 2 bytes. If you say no 4 bytes, so it will take 4 bytes of memory. And we know very well that every byte in the memory will have its address. So let us assume the address is 200. So the next byte is 201. So these are 2 bytes actually. 200 and 201. So these are 2 bytes in which any number you store in this, it will be stored in the memory at runtime of a program. Next, I want to store something in that variable. Okay, you can store it. Suppose I want to store roll number 10, then you can say roll number assign 10. Now the value will be stored. Before that, what was there in this one before assigning 10? So we say there was some garbage value. So now it will be storing 10. Garbage means unknown value. We have not stored it. It's already there. So for us, it's a garbage. Yes, we say it's a garbage value. That doesn't belong to us, so we say garbage. Now we will be storing it. So this number 10 will be stored. Now we say that variable is initialized. So let us look at the statements. This is declaration of a variable. This is initialization of a variable. And when you declare the variable and run the program, at running time, it will occupy memory and the value will be stored. Data will be stored in this one. So this is how variable is declared or initialized. Now let us learn one more thing. Is it possible that I want to initialize at that time only? Yes, you can assign 0 or 10 here also. So this will be declared as well as initialized. So variable is declared as well as it will have the value 10. It will not have a chance of getting garbage value. Now, little more. Suppose I want to have a variable to store a section or group A, group B, group C, like this groups are there. So I want to store group name. Group name is A or B something. So which type of variable I should take? Character type. Okay, declare a variable character type. Char group. And I want to initialize it. Okay, you can initialize A. Now one thing we learn here. This you cannot write it simply like this. You have to give it in quotes. So every character type variable should be enclosed in single quotes. It should be in single quotes. So this is the declaration and initialization. Now I want to store the price of some item, some product. Price is $12.75, suppose. Then which data type I should take? I should take float type. Is your number very large? No, not much large. So you don't need double. That float is sufficient. So let us see how to declare float and initialize it. So float data type and it is price, and I want to store $12.75 and better write F here. After float number, you should write F to show that it is float. Though it is not compulsory, but it is better if you write F. Otherwise, if you don't write F, it will assume it is double. By default, if you write any number, then it will be taken as double, right? Float number, decimal if you write. So if you want to write float, then better write F. Even if you don't write F, it's not an issue here. It will understand that, okay, you are declaring float, so it will take it. Otherwise, at other places, you have to write F. So these are the important things. Integer type variable and initialization, character type initialization, float type initialization. So this is how you can declare the variables and initialize. Now few rules, how to take the variable name. So I will write down valid and invalid names. So I'll just write them and I'll tell you why they are valid and invalid. So what are the things that you should take care? Let us see. You can declare a variable like x1. This is valid. But you cannot take a variable 1x, means number in the beginning is not allowed. This is invalid. And you can take a variable name as roll number, but you cannot take a variable name as roll space number. This is not allowed. This is allowed. This is not allowed. There should not be any space in between variable name. If at all you want to separate them as two words, then you can use underscore and number. This is allowed. And it's better sometimes, this is followed in Java, we can use roll number as ROLL in small and number N. This is the second word starting with capital letter. Or else you can even write like this, roll number. This notation you can follow. This is called as camel notation, followed in Java. Now Java is also a common language. Some people know already Java. So you can use that one. There is no restriction here. So you can write any variable name. So this will be better, easy for understanding. And even you can follow this. Most of the C++ programmer follow this one. They use every word first letter as capital. Then one last thing. When you are giving variable name, don't give the names like x1, x2, a, b, c. Use some meaningful name so that the name shows what type of value it is containing, like price, group, roll number. These are readable, so it will be easy for you only for writing the program. So that's all, how to declare the variables and how to use them I have shown you. Now we will be learning how to write on the program. So we will use these variables and we will learn about the operators, and then we are in a position to write on the program. So don't be in a hurry. You watch all the videos peacefully one by one. Suddenly you will not understand or learn programming in one day, or suddenly you cannot jump on typing the program and running the program. So be cool and follow the lectures one by one. This will build up your knowledge about the programming. Then you are in a position for writing the programs. So watch every video carefully, right? Don't miss any videos. So this is all about the variables and the declaration. Now more about the variables, each and everything in detail, going in minor details, you will find a section that is called as miscellaneous. You watch that one. But if you are a beginner, don't watch it now. After the end of the course, you watch it. Already you know basics of C programming or C++ programming a little bit, then you can watch that miscellaneous. So there is a video for data types and variables. Watch that one. So that's all in this video.